So we're going to start 3-2. We're beginning the concept of graph. Now, I know that you know of slope-intercept. I know you've heard of point slope. I get it. Trust me, I do. But there is importance to what I'm going to teach you today, and it will be utilized in your future math classes. You might say, why would I do it this way when point slope is faster? And I agree. Certain contexts is you take the faster route, but I want to show you other opportunities and methods that are useful later in your math course. So 3-2 involves that. So there might be a slight repetition or slight something that you've seen already. We're also going to talk about horizontal and vertical lines, and then we'll specifically talk about intersections in this section. All of these things, I'm telling you now, literally will be used in pre-calc and in AP calculus. All the things we're learning here, okay? And some of them may be review, I get that, but I want to emphasize that. So we're going to start, and this is the simplest thing we've ever done. You'll have a will-do the graph and graph by applying points. I want you to understand that the XY column table that we created last class, that is our line. All of those points, yeah, they're solutions, right? They're solutions to the actual equation here, but they also make up our line. So make X and Y values. I don't care what they are. And I get it that you can graph this with slope-intercept, and we're going to do it. Don't do it today, please. I want you to do it this way for a reason. And again, I get it that you can do it yourself with slope-intercept, but for today, appease me. Solve for y. Y is equal to 7 minus 2x. For x, I'm going to choose numbers around 0 that spread equally to the left and right, just because it's easy to use those numbers. So I'll choose -4, -2, 0, 2, and 4. Maybe you chose -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. Maybe you chose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It doesn't matter. How many points do I actually need to choose? Need to choose at the minimum to actually make this line. Just 2. Think about it. If I have 2 points, can I connect them, or what do I make? All I need is 2 points, actually. Any line is made up of infinite points, but to actually construct a line, if I have 1 point, is that enough? But if I have 2, can I connect them? So 2 points is the minimum amount needed. We will generalize and just use a couple.
But wouldn't you need 5 for to show a basic shape?
No, because a line is only... Again, no. A line is the same in all directions. A parabola that has some curvature, you need several points to show curvature. A line is 2. And a parabola is only 3. We'll talk about that later in the year. It's 3, the number. Okay? All right, let's get into this. So quickly we plug them in. -4, 7 minus -8 is going to be 15. 7 minus -4 is going to be 11. These are going to go down by 4 each time, so I'm already done. Right? Everybody see what I'm doing there? I didn't actually do any math at all. I found the first 2. What was the pattern? It went down by 4. So I just kept going down by 4 each time here. Because my x went up by the same increment, I'm allowed to do that. That's what slope is, right? That's what slope is. Linear functions have constant slopes. The slope between these 2 points is the same as these 2, is the same as these 2, or these 2, or these 2, or these 2, or these 2. It doesn't matter. Whatever sets of 2 points you choose will give you a consistent or constant slope. Let's go ahead and graph this. Because I have certain points, I'm going to make my graph accordingly. So I know that I have to go up in the y-axis up to 15, but only down to -1. And on the x, it's from -4 to 4, so that's useful to know. But in the y-axis, I really only care about the vertical part as much, the positive part as much. And I know that the line is going to go on, but just for the sake of sketching a graph, I want to use my coordinates to help me pick my increments. So I'm going to go up by 5s. Why by 5s? I want to get to at least 15. Thank you. This is a skill that a lot of students don't have anymore, and I'm telling you, I teach physics and engineering, and I see students every year coming into these classes with simple graph skills and thinking about actually filling the graph properly. Why would somebody go from -5 to 5 on the y-axis? It wouldn't make any sense when these are my numbers, right, that I'm actually plotting. So when you take data in physics and you plot your data on a scatter plot, and we're going to do this in this class in about 2 or 3 lessons, and you draw a line of best fit, your graph should be made according to your data. And my data here is given to me in this table. So then I go all the way to -4. So on the x-axis, I'm going to go by 1s. And I can do that. By the way, you can do that. Don't let your old teachers that said, if you go by 1 on the x-axis, you got to go by 1 on the y. That's incorrect. Absolutely incorrect. So I'm going to put a 5 at the end instead. So to denote that that's 5, so I know each increment is 1 there. So going by 1s along the x, going by 5 the y. I didn't really put anything in the negative y because the lowest y value I have in my data is -1. So I'm not too concerned. It's going to be right below the x-axis. So let's start with the first coordinate right here. I go over 4. And I know you know how to do this, but I got to emphasize it so I make sure. I go over 4 units. And then I go up 15 units. And there's my point right there. Again, over 4 to the left and up 15. My second point, I go over 2 and up to 11. My third point, I go over none and up to 7. My fourth point, I go over to the right 2 and up to 3. And then on the last, I go over to the right 4 and down to -1. And yeah, my graph might not look perfect because what did I do with my graph? I sketched it. Fun fact or recommendation. Go to Google, type in graph paper, go to image search, save an image of a graph image for you on your camera roll, in your notes, import it whenever you need it. Very useful for this topic and everything we do for graphing. I do not want to see in your homework sketches. I want to see actual using grid lines. And it's very easy for you to do that by just saving one image of a grid line, not with an XY axis, just the grid paper only. And you can do that in Notability. There's a grid paper option and a sticky note area. You can say that? Yeah, sorry. You can do that as well right in Notability. All I'm saying is use grid lines in your notes and on your homeworks because you need to practice doing it. I don't need to practice. I'm your teacher. I can sketch all I want, and it comes out pretty decent. I don't need to practice. I'm being honest. I really don't. I teach this every day for the last 10, 11 years now. So I don't need to practice it. But we need to practice graphing as a whole, as a student body, I think. Okay, this line is decent, but it's not perfect. It should be a nice, perfect straight line. But again, God bless you. Because it was a sketch, it's a little bit off. I want to see yours looking nice to me. Jimmy?
Oh, it's my side, but
You can do, no, that changed the background. You can just add a post-it note. No, what is it, guys? Sticky?
Sticker.
There it is. And then grid. You gotta choose grid.
Also about Notability, if you want a straighter line like drawing there, if you
It's not Notability.
if you hold down for a second, then it'll become straight.
Good fact. You guys hear that? We all know how to make a straight line in Notability? You start one end, go to the other end, and hold it still for a little bit, and it makes a straight line?
Yeah.
I can't in here. It's not the same program. All right. Other questions on this? We're clear? Let's move on. Very easy, right? I mean, that should have been like definite review for almost everybody in class. Graphing using intercepts, a technique that is so widely used beyond linear functions. But we're going to do it with linear functions to prove that first. Again, how many points do I need to draw a line?
2.
So if I have the x-intercept and I have the y-intercept, what can I just do with those 2 points?
Connect them.
That's it. We are going to use this technique in quadratics. We're going to use it in cubics. We're going to use it with rational functions. The intercepts are important points and they're easy to determine. They're very easy to determine. When I want to find the x-intercept or the y-intercept, what do I do? When I want to find the y-intercept, I set x equal to 0. When I want to find the x-intercept, I set y equal to 0. If you didn't know that, you should underline or highlight that. You should know that by now that to find the x-intercept, you set y to 0. And the vice versa, to find the y-intercept, you set x to 0.
At the beginning, why did it say you're going to graph the equations and form x equals h and y equals a?
We're going to get to that. We're not there yet. Yeah, we'll get there. I promise. Give it a minute. So let's take a look at this example first and graph by intercept method. So if I want to find the x-intercept, set y equal to 0. When I do that, I get 2x minus 0 equals -9, or x equals -4.5. So that gives me a coordinate, -4.5, not 4/5. That gives me a coordinate of -4.5, comma 0. It's really important that we write the coordinate and not stop here. This is not a coordinate. Again, this is not a coordinate. This is a horizontal, a vertical line. This is a vertical line, actually. I'll tell you, that's the answer to the question. This is a vertical line. This is a coordinate over here. Okay? We have to write coordinates. If it's not a coordinate, it is wrong. And I'm not joking about it. I'm going to be sticking. If it's a short answer, quick thing, and you have to find the x, y coordinates, and you say x equals 5, that is absolutely incorrect. It's not the x-intercept. That is the line x equals 5, which is a vertical line. And I'll get to the vertical line and the horizontal line piece in about a slide or two to show the difference. But please write the coordinate. Second, set x equal to 0 to find the y-intercept. And notice, whatever you're setting equal to 0 is also 0 in your coordinate. Set y equal to 0, it's a 0 in the coordinate. Set x equal to 0 here, it's a 0 in the coordinate. That's always the case. The intercepts of one are the is always the 0 value of the other. Now, if I'm graphing this, and this is one where we can definitely just sketch, because all we're doing is literally putting 2 points. Negative 4.5 comma 0. And that's right here. And then 0 comma 3. Is right here. Connect the dots, we've got a line. Again, only when a function is linear do we connect the dots. If we're doing a scatter plot, it's all kind of weird, we don't connect all the dots. Only when we know it's linear like this. Okay, for those people that love their slope and stuff, you can tell it's a positive slope. And if you go ahead and solve this equation for y, you'll get a slope that's a positive value. So graphing by intercepts right now with linear functions is really easy. Because once you have 2 points, you connect them and it's a line. But when we get to quadratics, we're going to need several points and we're going to have some curvature. So we'll see how that differs then. But for now, this is the easy version. Next is what I'll tell you just asked about. These are horizontal and vertical lines. They are not coordinates. What does the function y equals 5 mean? Well, it really means this. You want to tell me? Go ahead. No, I'd like you to tell me, please.
Well, it's a horizontal line. It basically means no slopes of 0.
So it's going to be a horizontal line. What does it cross, though, John? Where does it cross the y-axis?
5.
At 5. Here's what it means. Take a look. Put a point on this line anywhere. Do what I'm doing, please. Put a point on that line, a bunch of them. No matter what point you put on that line, if it's a horizontal line going through y equals 5, every y coordinate on that line is going to be, every y coordinate on that line is going to be 5. Give them names, and they're arbitrary. Look, 2, 5. Oh, that one's 4, 5. Oh, this one, 0, 5. Maybe this one is negative 1.5, 5. This one is negative 6, comma, 5. But all of the y coordinates are 5. Thus, the equation is y equals 5. We call that a constant function. It is not changing. It is always, the function height is always equal to 5. And we'll talk about slope of that and everything else also. Okay, when we get to slope. The second part, what can you expect it to be? If it says instead of y equals now, where it's a horizontal, it says x equals. Ina? A vertical. Where is it passing the x-axis, Ina? What's the value? Yeah, negative 3.5, which is probably around, like, let's say here. All right, so this is the line right here. There it is. Give coordinates for any of those red dots that I just drew. All of them will say negative 3.5, comma, I don't know, maybe this is negative 4. Negative 3.5, comma, negative 2. Negative 3.5, comma, 0. I'm doing this to be really annoying, if you notice, right? I wouldn't ever label every point. But what I'm trying to show you is that any point on this line has an x-coordinate of negative 3.5. And therefore, the line's name is x equals negative 3.5. So we have two cases, y equals and x equals. When it's x equals, it's a vertical line. When it's y equals, it's a horizontal line. You gotta know it. That's a simple fact. You gotta know it. Whether it's memorization, whether it's understanding by literally plotting points like I've done here, whatever way you choose, you have to know. But you have to memorize this to understand which is which. Let me use blue for this, sorry. Because that was all in blue. And this was the part that we did in red for vertical lines. Okay? Red lines or vertical lines are not called constant functions. They're not. They're actually undefined. We'll talk about that a little bit later with slope. Question, or you're going to add about slope?
Oh, I was going to say undefined slope, but...
Yeah. And we're going to get to section 3.3. I don't want to jump ahead. Let's look. Take a look at this question. It says, find the value of k so that the point P is on the line. On the line. If a point is on the line, what does that mean about that point with respect to the equation? What can we do physically if the point is on the line? Gus, what do you think?
Does it have the same slope?
Not the same slope. Careful. Remember, we're not even on slope yet. Remember, this point is on the line physically. So let's say the line is here. Here's the point 2,5. I know that it's on the line. Maybe the line looks like this. Maybe the line looks like this. I don't know what it looks like, but I know it's on the line. I'll tell you.
You can plug it into an equation to find the rest of it.
Whenever a point is on the line, it should satisfy the equation. Let's write that down so you know that. A point on the line satisfies the equation. Therefore, we can plug in for corresponding x and y values and then solve for k. If that point is on the line, this equation should be true, so therefore we can solve for k. Becomes 4 times 2 minus k times 5 equal to negative 2. I'm using the color system here so we can see what I'm doing. Y is in green, x is in red, I'm plugging in correspondingly, and this is a simple equation to solve. Subtract the 8 makes that negative 10, right? And then divide by negative 5 makes k equal to positive 2. You can do this in your head. You can absolutely do this in your head. Right? Subtract the 8 makes it negative 10. Negative 10 divided by negative 5 is positive 2. So the answer to this problem is when k is 2, this point is on the line. If k is some other number, is this point going to be on the line? No, it will not. It will not. If k is another number. And you can try this in your graphing calculator, and I think next class, when we start to look at slope, I'm going to have to use it anyway, and we'll go back and do this. But you know what, tonight? Go ahead and plug a 2 in for k. Plug a 2 in for k, solve this for y if you want, put it in y1 in your calculator, and if you go to the table, 2, 5 will be one of the points in the table for sure. Jimmy.
Are we using decimals at all?
If you want to, by all means you can. You can actually use decimals. But on a test, you can use a graphing calculator, so you have to be able to use that as well. You can use decimals.
What's the exact point? You said that a point on line satisfies what exactly?
Satisfies the equation.
The equation.
And the equation is what I have circled in yellow here. Pause for 1 second.